Guys, apparently we need to create a new support group. And what is that support group for? Well, according to Rachel Rakesh, Rocky Bang Bang Levez, it's for the other women. We are going to get into that. But before that, do all the good YouTube stuff. Subscribe. I create daily content when it comes to Bravo, our fave housewives, VPR, and of course, some good pop culture tea. With that said, let's get into it. All right. So, this new support group, I actually could not believe it when I came across Rachel Raquel's I don't know, new initiative that she's embarking on, which is supporting the other woman. And she just feels like I don't know, the mistress, she didn't get represented in the right way. She feels like she deserves some love, care, support. It's very odd what she's coming out and saying. Like, you can't, like, I don't know, go into a store, rob someone, and then be like, well, as the robber, I need support because how you guys are treating me after, robbing the convenience store, I don't like it. Well, maybe you should have thought about that before, like, robbing the store. And in, Rachel Raquel's case, she very much knew she was the other woman. And we're going to get into her behavior, her shady behavior that we saw. And those were the tidbits that the camera caught that we saw. Imagine what else she was doing, like, behind the scenes that the cameras didn't pick up on. But yeah, in her case, it's like she was with Sandoval for, like, I don't know, like 6, 7 months in front of Ariana's face in their home. And now she's acting like, oh, I'm the victim. I need support. Like, no, girl. Like, you knew what you were doing. And at your big age, at what? She was 27, 28. You're more than old enough to know, between right and wrong and, like, what's that gray area. Um, but yeah, let's get into what's her name? Monica Lewinsky. Obviously, she kind of became the poster child for the other, like, for being the other women, thanks to her relations with Bill Clinton while he was in office, obviously. However, Monica Lewinsky, I don't think is going about complaining about getting support for being the other women. I didn't, like, look into her too much, but I know she had a documentary a couple years ago. She's been doing some stuff. Obviously, she got treated horribly. The woman couldn't find a job or anything, and the power dynamic, you have, like, the most, like, powerful man in the world in a sense, and then you have this, what was she, like, an intern? The power dynamics there are insane. The girl couldn't get a job. She looks gorgeous and she's aging well, by the way, side note. But yeah, now she's taken on a route where she is an activist for online bullying. So, that's a great cause. Obviously, she was painted negatively in the public eye, obviously, because she was the mistress. So it makes sense. But she has somewhat turned it around with whatever opportunities she can. And, she's speaking up for online bullying, online harassment. So good for Monica Lewinsky. Now, you know how I said Rocky Bang Bang, Raquel, Rachel, Levez, whatever she wants to go by today? The way she was moving, we caught it on cameras when that scene, she went up to Ariana to ask Ariana about the intimacy between Ariana and Tom Sandoval. It's like, girl, why do you, like, want to know that? Like, that is so weird. It just seemed like she was trying to validate what her and Tom were doing in the shadows. Like, oh, okay, well, Tom's not getting nookie from Ariana, so it's okay that, like, me and him are doing it everywhere, and yeah, everywhere. Just, we're not being, like, open about it. And he's not gonna break up with Ariana, but he's gonna, like, get the goods from me. I don't know. This girl's logic, it's, like, very off. I do think there is something missing, and I know we should be mindful of people's mental health and all that. I totally get that, but I just feel like there is something missing about this girl. It's very strange. And then it almost seemed like the way she's, like, speaking in this, like, new podcast, whatever, she almost seems like she wants, like a mistress support group. Like, the mistresses, we need support, like, everyone's coming at us. Yeah, because you did something morally wrong, and this is called a repercussion, right? This is what happens when, you move in the way that you move. Anyways, I think she should have just came back on the show, and I'm sure a lot of us think that. Was it good that her and Tom Sandoval showed up to the reunion and took it? Yeah, that was good. But she would have probably made more money on the show, and now she has to go on her little podcast every day, talk about these people that she chose not to film with. She still would have made a very good six-figure salary for what, 3.5 months of filming. And then when obviously, the scandal happened and all that, um, Rachel was also like, oh, like her and Sheena are like the same. Yes and no. Yes, Sheena's known to, obviously what happened with Eddie Cibrian, all that stuff. He was a married man with two kids. That was awful. The show at the end of the day is like a bunch of mistresses like working at the restaurant and then they fight in the restaurant alley. That's how I like every time I would flip channels, especially those earlier seasons, I'd be like, oh, this one, screw that one, but then that one's with this one. Anyways, yes and no. Obviously, what Sheena did was wrong, and what Sheena did was like in her early 20s. And, there was like that. It's like Sheena was also scoring a star. It wasn't like some random guy she worked with at the restaurant, right? Whereas here, Rachel was very much involved in this friend group even after her and DJ James Kennedy had broken up. So for her to be like, oh, me and Sheena, like, we're like the same. No, girl, you're not. So this mistress support group, Rachel, honey, you're not going to get it. You can't do something morally corrupt and then, like, I don't know, ask for people's, consideration and support. Like, it makes no sense. Now, here's what I will say about Rachel Raquel. I don't think she has very many real friends or family to, like, put her in, like, a straight and narrow path. Okay, it doesn't have to be a narrow path, but you guys get what I mean, in a straight path, because there are so many times I'll vent to my friends and they'll be like, okay, well, you're not seeing it this way, you're not seeing it that way, or hey, like, what are you doing? Like, pick yourself up, like, go do what you need to do. Or even, some of my girlfriends, I'd be like, girl, what you're doing is so dumb. I cannot support you. Like, girl, you're still seeing him. Why? Like, that's what real friends do. We'll call each other out, but in a manner where it's like, I'm calling you out because I want the best for you. I don't want you going down this path and that I'm going to hear about it 6 months from now. And then there's times where, you say your honest truth to them and then you just got to let them like figure it out, let them take off their rose-colored glasses. In Rachel's case, I don't know. I don't think she has very many real friends. And then some of these reality TV stars, I think part of it is maybe there's no one in their real life to let them know, like, hey, you shouldn't be moving this way. It's morally corrupt or just like wrong or whatever. And then part of me, I think it is some sort of like, I don't know, ego, some narcissism. There's a screw that's missing, something to that extent. I think it is a mix of what we have with Rachel Raquel, and now she's, obviously in the public eye on national TV, international TV, and we're all talking about it. At least if you're just like behaving in this way in your small town, in your city, like, okay, it's like kind of contained. But now she's in the public eye behaving this way and asking for a mistress support group. And the comments, I was kind of like just going through it, like, hold on, let me get to them. So yeah, the comments are just like eating her alive. Like, start a mistress support group with Laura and Sheena. I can't with this statement. Her brain is glitching. She seems obviously, wait, what did this person say? Her brain is glitching as she seems oblivious to the connection between support and respect. She's demanding support from society for behavior that is majority. Like, yeah, no one's going to respect you for, having deplorable behavior. And I don't know like what type of therapy she got, but I'll be honest with you, I don't. I don't think it went well for her. At the end of the day, I would have loved for Rachel to truly go away as she did for I don't know how long it was. It was a couple months she was at that retreat. I guess I shouldn't call it a retreat. It is a place where people get actual help. But anyway, she went away to get help. And sometimes when people, get help and they go into therapy and then they come out and, they're back to being loudmouth and on their podcast or whatever. Sometimes I've noticed people will use therapy speak and try to justify it for other things. And it's like, no, wait, the two actually don't like they don't add, like it doesn't make any sense. You can't say that you're going to go about doing like morally deplorable things and then use therapy speak to like somehow connect the two and justify it. I don't know what's going on with this girl. I wish her well. I want to see her do well and, use her platform for something else. Like, what happened to her working with children or going back to school? What happened to that, Rachel? Like, where did she go? Anyways, guys, chime in with your comments below. I always like to know what you guys are thinking. And yeah, subscribe if you haven't already. Like this video. We got more hot tea to talk about. So I will catch you all later.